Act 3, Scene 1, the forest near Athens. Enter Archite, alone.
The Duke has lost Hippolyta. Each took us several loaned. This is solemn right they owe bloomed May, and the Athenians pay it to the heart of ceremony. Queen Emilia, fresher than May, sweeter than her gold buttons on the boughs, or all the enameled knacks of the mead or garden. Yea, we challenge too the bank of any nymph that makes the stream seem flowers. Thou, O jewel of the wood, O the world has likewise blessed apace with thy sole presence, in thy rumination that I, poor man, might eftsoons come between a chop on some cold thought. Thrice blessed chance to drop on such a mistress. Expectation most guiltless on it. Tell me, O Lady Fortune, next after Emily my sovereign, how far I may be proud. She takes strong note of me, hath made me near her, and this beauteous morn, the primmest of all the year, presents me with a brace of horses. Two such steeds might well be a pair of kings backed in a field that their crowns titles tried. Alas, alas, poor cousin Palamon, poor prisoner, thou so little dream'st upon my fortune, that thou think'st thyself the happier thing to be so near Emilia. Me thou deem'st at Thebes, and therein wretched, although free. But if thou knew'st my mistress breathed on me, and that I eared her language, lived in her eye, ho cuz, what passion would enclose thee?
Traitor kinsman! Thou shouldst perceive my passion if these signs of imprisonment were off me, and this hand but owner of a sword. By all oaths in one, I and the justice of my love would make thee a confessed traitor. O thou most perfidious that ever gently looked, the voidst of honor that e'er bore gentle token, falsest cousin that ever blood made kin. Call'st thou her thine? I'll prove it in my shackles, with these hands void of appointment, that thou liest, and art a very thief in love, a chappy lord, nor worth the name of villain. Had I a sword, and these house clogs away—
Dear cousin Palamon.
Cousin or Archite, give me language such as thou hast showed me feet.
Not finding in the circuit of my breast any gross stuff to form me, like your blazon holds me to, this gentleness of answer, 'tis your passion, and thus mistakes, the which, to you being enemy, cannot to me be kind. Honor and honesty I cherish and depend on, howsoever you skip them in me, and with them, fair cuz, I'll maintain my proceedings. Pray be pleased to show in generous terms your griefs, since that your questions with your equal, who professes to clear his own way, and with mind and sword of a true gentleman.
That thou durst, Archite.
My cuz, you have been well advertised how much I dare. You've seen me use my sword against the advice of fear. Sure of another you would not hear me doubt it, but your silence break out, though in the sanctuary.
Sir, I have seen you move in such a place which well might justify your manhood. You were called a good knight and a bold, but the whole week's not fair, if any day it rain. Their valiant temper men lose when they incline to treachery, and then they fight like compelled bears, would fly were they not tied.
Kinsman, you might as well speak this and act it in your glass as to his ear which now disdains you.
Come up to me. Quit me of these cold jibes. Give me a sword, though it be rusty, and the charity of one meal lend me. Come before me then, a good sword in thy hand, and do but say that Emily is thine. I will forgive the trespass thou hast done me, yea, my life, if then thou care it. And brave souls in shades that have died manly, which will seek of me some news from earth, they shall get none but this, that thou art brave and noble.
Be content. Again betake you to your hawthorn house. With counsel of one night, I will be here, with wholesome viands. These impediments will I file off. You shall have garments and perfumes to kill the smell of the prison. After, when you shall stretch yourself and say, but, Archite, I am in plight, there shall be at your choice both sword and armor.
Oh, you heavens! Dares any so noble bear a guilty business? None, but only Archite. Therefore none but Archite in this kind is so bold.
Sweet Palamon.
I do embrace you in your offer. For your offer do it I only. Sir, your person without hypocrisy I may not wish more than my sword's edge on't.
You hear the horns. Enter your musset. Let this match between us be crossed ear met. Give me your hand. Farewell. I'll bring you every needful thing. I pray you take comfort and be strong.
Pray hold your promise, and do the deed with a bent brow. Most certain you love me not. Be rough with me, and pour this oil out of your language. By this air I could for each word give a cuff, my stomach not reconciled by reason.
Plainly spoken. Yet pardon me hard language, when I spur my horse, I chide him not. Content and anger in me have but one face. Hark, sir, they call. The scattered to the banquet. You must guess I have an office there.
Sir, your attendance cannot please heaven, and I know your office unjustly is achieved.
'Tis a good title. I am persuaded this question's sick between us. By bleeding must be cured. I am a suitor, that to your sword you will bequeath this plea, and talk of it no more.
But this one word. You are going now to gaze upon my mistress, for note you, mine she is.
Nay then.
Nay, pray you talk of feeding me to breed my strength. You are going now to look upon a sun that strengthens what it looks on. There you have a vantage o'er me, but enjoy it till I may enforce my remedy. Farewell.
Act 3, Scene 2. A cedar grove in the forest. Enter jailer's daughter, alone.
He has mistook the break I meant, is gone after his fancy. 'Tis now well nigh morning. No matter, would it were perpetual night and darkness lord o' the world. Hark! 'Tis a wolf. In me hath grief slain fear. But for one thing I care for nothing but that's Palamon. I reck not if the wolves will jaw me so he had his file. What if I hollowed for him? I cannot hollow. If I whooped, what then? If he not answer, I should call a wolf and do him but that service. I have heard strange howls this livelong night. Why may it not be they have prey of him? He has no weapons. He cannot run. The jingle of his jibes might call fell things to listen, who have in them a sense to know a man unarmed and can smell where resistance is. I'll set it down. He's torn to pieces. They howl many together, and then they fed on him. So much for that. Be bold to ring the bell. How stand I then, all's charred when he is gone? No, I lie. My father's to be hanged for his escape. Myself to beg, if I prize life so much as to deny my act, but that I would not, should I try death by dozens. I am moped. Food took I none these 2 days, sipped some water. I've not closed mine eyes, save my lids scoured off their brine. Alas, dissolve my life. Let not my sense unsettle, lest I should drown or stab or hang myself. Oh, state of nature, fail together in me, since thy best props are warped. So, which way now? The best way is the next way to a grave. Each errant step beside is torment. Lo, The moon is down, the crickets chirp, the screech owl calls in the dawn. All offices are done, save what I fail in. But the point is this, an end. That is all.
Act 3, Scene 3. Another part of the forest. Enter Archite with meat, wine, and files.
I should be near the place. Oh, Cousin Palamon!
Archite?
The same. I have brought you food and files. Come forth and fear not. Here there's no Theseus.
Nor none so honest, Archite.
That's no matter. We'll argue that hereafter. Come, take courage. You shall not die thus beastly. Here, sir, drink. I know you're faint. Then I'll talk further with you.
Archite, thou mightst now poison me.
I might, but I must fear you first. Sit down and good now. No more of these vain parleys. Let us not, having our ancient reputation with us, make talk for fools and cowards. To your health.
Do.
Pray sit down then, and let me entreat you by all honesty and honor in you. No mention of this woman till disturb us. We shall have time enough.
Well, sir, I'll pledge you.
Drink a good hearty draught. It breeds good blood, man. Do not you feel it, thaw you?
Stay, I'll tell you after a draught or two more.
Spare it not. The Duke has more, cuz. Eat now.
Yes.
I am glad you have so good a stomach.
I am gladder I have so good meat toot.
Is not mad lodging here in the wild woods, cousin?
Yes, for them that have wild consciences.
Taste your victuals. Your hunger needs no sauce, I see.
Not much. But if it did, yours is too tart, sweet cousin. What is this?
Venison.
This is a lusty meat. Give me more wine. Here, Archite, to the wenches we have known in our days. The Lord Steward's daughter, do you remember her?
After you, cuz.
She loved a black-haired man.
She did so. Well, sir.
And I have heard some call him Archite. And
Out with it, Faith.
she met him in an arbor. What did she there, cuz? Play of the virginals?
Something she did, sir.
Made her groan a month for't, or 2, or 3, or 10?
The marshal's sister had her share too, as I remember, cousin. Else there be tales abroad. You'll pledge her?
Yes.
A pretty brown wench this. There was a time when young men went a hunting and a wood and a broad breach, and thereby hangs a tale. Hey-ho.
For Emily, upon my life, fool, away with this strange mirth. I say again, that sigh was breathed for Emily. Base cousin, darest thou break first?
Oh, you are wide.
By heaven and earth, there's nothing in thee honest.
Then I'll leave you. You're a beast now.
As thou makest me, traitor.
There's all things needful, files and shirts and perfumes. I'll come again some 2 hours hence and bring that shall quiet all.
A sword and armor.
Fear me not. You are now too foul. Farewell. Get off your trinkets. You shall want not.
Sir,
I'll hear no more.
if he keep touch, he dies for it.
Act 3, Scene 4. A trail deep in the forest. Enter Jailer's daughter.
Very cold, and all the stars are out too. The little stars and all that look like aglets. The sun has seen my folly. Palamon! No, alas, no, he's in heaven. Where am I now? Yond's the sea, and there's a ship. How it tumbles. And there's a rock lies watching underwater. Now, it beats upon it now. Now, there's a leak sprung, a sound one. How they cry! Open her before the wind, you'll lose all else. Up with a course or two, and tack about, boys! Good night. Good night. You are gone. I'm very hungry. Would I could find a fine frog, he would tell me news of all parts of the world, that I could make a cackle of a cockshell and sail by east and northeast to the king of pygmies, for he tells fortunes rarely. Now my father, 20-1, is trusted up in a trice. Tomorrow morning, I'll never say a word. Or I'll cut my green cord a foot above my knee, and I'll clip my yellow locks an inch below my eye. Hey, nonny, nonny, he'll buy me a white cut for to ride, and I'll go and see him through the world that is so wide. Hey, naughty, naughty, naughty. Oh, for a prick now, like a nightingale, to put my breast against, I shall sleep like a top else.
Act 3, Scene 5. The next morning, a clearing in the forest. Enter the schoolmaster and the countryman, one dressed as a Bavian.
Fie, fie, what tediosity and disinsanity is here among you? Have my rudiments been laboured so long with you, milked unto you, and by a figure, even the very plum broth and marrow of my understanding laid upon you, and do you still cry, where, and how, and wherefore? You most coarse freeze capacities, you gene judgments, have I said, thus let be, and there let be, and then let be, and no man understand me. Pro Deum medium fideus, you are all dunces. For why? Here stand I. Here the Duke comes. There are you, close in the thicket. The Duke appears. I meet him, and unto him I utter learned things and many figures. He hears, and nods, and hums, and then cries rare, and I go forward. At length I fling my cap up, mark there. Then do you, as once did Meleager and the boar, break comely out before him, like true lovers. Cast yourselves in a body decently and sweetly by a figure, trace and turn, boys.
And sweetly we will do it, Master Gerald.
Draw up the company. Where's the taborer?
Why, Timothy!
Why, my mad boys, how about you?
But I say, where's their women?
Ah! Here's Fritz and Maudlin.
And little Luce with the white legs and bouncing Barbary.
And freckled Nell that never failed her master.
Where be your ribbons, maids? Swim with your bodies and carry it sweetly and deliberately, and now and then a favour and a frisk.
Let us alone, sir.
Where's the rest of the music?
First as you commanded.
Couple then, and see what's wanting. Where's the Bavian? My friend, carry your tale without offence or scandal to the ladies, and be sure you tumble with audacity and manhood, and when you bark, do it with judgment.
Yes, sir.
Quousque tandem. Here is a woman wanting.
What? You may go whistle. All the fat's in the fire.
We have, as learned authors utter, washed a tile. We have been fatus and laboured vainly.
This is that scornful piece, that scurvy Hilding, that gave her promise faithfully she would be here. Cicely, the sempster's daughter. The next gloves that I shall give her shall be dogskin. Nay, and she failed me once, you can tell, Arcas. She swore by wine and bread she would not break.
An eel and woman, a learned poet says, unless by the tail in with thy teeth thou hold, will either fail. In manners, this was false position.
A fire ill taker. Does she flinch now?
What shall we determine, sir?
Nothing. Our business has become a nullity, yea, and a woeful and a piteous nullity.
Now, when the credit of our town lay on it, now to be trampled. Now to piss in the net of. Go thy ways. I'll remember thee.
Georgia Lloyd came from the south, from the coast of Barbary, and there he met with brave galleons of war, by one, by two, by three. Well hailed, you jolly gallants, and well do you now abound. Oh, let me have your company till I come to the sound. There's 3 fools fell out of an owlet. The one, he said it was an owl. The other, he said nay. The third, he said it was a hawk. And her bells were got away.
There's a dainty mad woman, master, come in the nick, as mad as a March hare. If we can get her to dance, we are made again. I warrant her, she'll do the rarest gambols.
Mad woman, we are made, boys.
And are you mad, good woman?
I would be sorry else. Give me your hand.
Why?
I can tell your fortune. You are a fool. Tell 10. I have posed him. Buzz. Friend, you must not eat white bread. If you do, your teeth will bleed extremely. Shall we dance, ho? I know you. You're a tinker. Sir, a tinker. Stop no more holes, but what you should.
Dear Bonnie, a tinker, damsel.
Or a conjure. Raise me a devil now and let him play Chipasse. Oh, the bells and bones.
Go take her and fluently persuade her to a peace. Et opus exegi quod nec Jovis ira nec ignis. Strike up and lead her in.
Come, lass, let's trip it.
I'll lead.
Do.
Persuasively and cunningly. Away, boys. I hear the horns. Give me some meditation and mark your cue. Pallas, inspire me.
This way the stag took.
Stay and edify.
What have we here?
Some country sport upon my life, sir.
Well, sir, go forward. We will edify. Ladies, sit down. We'll stay it.
Thou doughty duke, all hail. All hail, sweet ladies.
This is a cold beginning.
If you but favour, our country pastime made is. We are a few of those collected here that ruder tongues distinguish villager. And to say verity and not to fable, we are a merry rout, or else a rabble or company, or by a figure chorus, that for thy dignity will dance a morris. And I that am the rectifier of all, by title pedagogus, that let fall the birch upon the breeches of the small ones, and humble with the ferula the tall ones, do here present this machine, or this frame, and dainty duke, whose doughty dismal fame from dis to Daedalus, from post to pillar, is blown abroad. Help me, thy poor well-willer, and with thy twinkling eyes look right and straight upon this mighty Moor of mickle weight. Now comes in, which being glued together makes Morris, and the cause that we came hither. The body of our sport of no small study, I first appear, the rude and raw and muddy, to speak before thy noble grace this tenor, at whose great feet I offer up my penner. The next, the Lord of May and Lady Bright, the chambermaid and servingman by night that seek out silent hanging. Then mine host and his fat spouse that welcomes to their cost the galled traveller, and with beckoning informs the tapster to inflame the reckoning. Then the beast-eating clown, and next the fool, the bavian with long tail and eke long tool, cum multis aliis that make a dance. Say I, and all shall presently advance.
Aye, by any means, dear Domine.
Produce.
Intrate fili! Come forth and foot it. Ladies, if we have been merry and have pleased ye with a derry and a derry and a down, say the schoolmaster's no clown. Duke, if we have pleased thee too and have done as good boys should do, give us but a tree or twain for a maypole, and again, ere another year run out, we'll make thee laugh, and all this rout.
Take 20, Domine. How does my sweetheart?
Never so pleased, sir.
Was an excellent dance, and for a preface, I never heard a better.
Schoolmaster, I thank thee. One see 'em all rewarded.
And here's something to paint your pole withal.
Now, to our sports again.
May the stag thou huntest stand long, and thy dogs be swift and strong. May them kill him without lets, and the ladies eat his dowsets. Come, we are all made. Die daeque omnes. You have danced rarely, wenches.
Act 3, Scene 6. Another part of the forest. Enter Palamon from the bush.
About this hour my cousin gave his faith to visit me again, and with him bring 2 swords and 2 good armors. If he fail, he's neither man nor soldier. When he left me, I did not think a week could have restored my lost strength to me. I was grown so low and crestfallen with my wants. I thank thee, Archite. Thou art yet a fair foe, and I feel myself, with this refreshing, able once again to outdure danger. To delay it longer would make the world think, when it comes to hearing, that I lay fatting like a swine to fight and not a soldier. Therefore, this blessed morning shall be the last, and that sword he refuses, if it but hold, I kill him with. 'Tis justice. So, love and fortune for me. Ah, good morrow.
Good morrow, noble kinsman.
I have put you to too much pains, sir.
That too much, fair cousin, is but a debt to honor and my duty.
Would you were so in all, sir. I could wish you as a kind a kinsman as you force me find a beneficial foe, that my embraces might thank you, not my blows.
I shall think either well done, a noble recompense.
Then I shall quit you.
Defy me in these fair terms, and you shall show more than a mistress to me. No more anger, as you love anything that's honorable. Were we not bred to talk, man? When we are armed and both are upon our guards, then let our fury, like the meeting of 2 tides, fly strongly from us. And then to whom the birthright of this beauty truly pertains, without upbraidings, scorns, despising of our persons, and such poutings fitter for girls and schoolboys will be seen. And quickly, yours or mine. Will it please you to arm, sir? Or if you feel yourself not fitting yet and furnished with your old strength, I'll stay, cousin, and every day discourse you into health, as I am spared. Your person I am friends with, and I could wish I had not said I loved her, though I had died. But loving such a lady and justifying my love, I must not fly from it.
Archite, thou art so brave an enemy that no man but thy cousin's fit to kill thee. I am well and lusty. Choose your arms.
Choose you, sir.
Wilt thou exceed in all, or dost thou do it to make me spare thee?
If you think so, cousin, you are deceived, for as I am a soldier, I will not spare you.
That's well said.
You'll find it.
Then, as I am an honest man and love with all the justice of affection, I'll pay thee soundly. This I'll take.
That's mine, then. I'll arm you first.
Do. Really, tell me, cousin, where gotst thou this good armor?
'Tis the Duke's, and to say true, I stole it. Oh, did I pinch you?
No.
It's not too heavy.
I have worn a lighter, but I shall make it serve.
I'll buckle it close.
By any means.
You care not for a grand guard?
No, we'll use no horses. I perceive you would fain be at that fight.
I'm indifferent.
Faith, so am I. Good cousin, thrust the buckle through far enough.
I'll warrant you.
My casque now?
Mm-hmm. Will you fight bare-armed?
We shall be the nimbler.
Yeah, but use your gauntlets, though. Those are the least. Prithee, take mine, cousin. Good cousin.
Thank you, Archite. How do I look? Am I fallen much away?
Faith, very little. Love has used you kindly.
I'll warrant thee I'll strike home.
Do and spare not. I'll give you cause, sweet cousin.
Thank you, sir. Methinks this armor's very like that Archite thou worst that day the three kings fell, but lighter.
That was a very good one, and that day I well remember. You outdid me, cousin. I never saw such valor when you charged upon the left wing of the enemy. I spurred hard to come up, and under me I had a good right horse.
Yeah, you had indeed. A bright bay, I remember.
Yes, but all was vainly labored in me. You outwent me, nor could my wishes reach you. Yet a little I did by imitation.
No more by virtue. You are modest, cousin.
When I saw you charge first, methought I heard a dreadful clap of thunder break from the troop.
But still before that flew the lightning of your valor. Stay a little. Is not this piece too straight?
Oh, no, 'tis well.
I would have nothing hurt thee but my sword. A bruise would be dishonor.
Now I'm perfect.
Stand off, then.
Oh, take my sword. I hold it better.
I thank you, no. Keep it. Your life lies on it. Here's one. If it but hold, I ask no more for all my hopes. My cause and honor guard me.
And me, my love. Is there aught else to say?
This only, and no more. Thou art mine aunt's son, and that blood we desire to shed is mutual. In me thine, and in thee mine. My sword is in my hand, and if thou kill'st me, the gods and I forgive thee. If there be a place prepared for those that sleep in honor, I wish his weary soul that falls may win it. Fight bravely, cousin. Give me thy noble hand.
Here, Palamon, this hand shall never more come near thee with such friendship.
I commend thee.
If I fall, curse me and say I was a coward, for none but such dare die in these just trials. Once more, farewell, cousin.
Farewell, Archite.
Lo, cousin, lo! Our folly has undone us.
Why?
This is the Duke a-hunting. As I told you, if we are found, we are wretched. Oh, retire, for honor's sake, and safely, presently into your bush again. Sir, we shall find it too many hours to die in. Gentle cousin, if you be seen, you perish instantly for breaking prison, and I, if you reveal me, for my contempt. Then all the world will scorn us and say we had a noble difference, but base disposers of it.
No, cousin, I will no more be hidden, nor put off this great adventure to a second trial. I know your cunning, and I know your cause. He that faints now, shame take him. Put thyself upon thy present guard.
You are not mad?
For I will take the advantage of this hour mine own, and what to come shall threaten me I fear less than my fortune. No, weak cousin, I love Emilia, and in that I'll bury thee and all crosses else.
Then, come what can come, thou shalt know, Palamon, I dare as well die as discourse or sleep. Only this fears me. The law will have the honor of our ends. Have at thy life.
Look to thine own well, Archite.
What ignorant and mad malicious traitors are you that against the tenor of my laws are making battle thus like knights appointed without my leave and officers of arms? By Castor, both shall die.
Hold thy word, Theseus. We are certainly both traitors, both despisers of thee and of thy goodness. I am Palamon, that cannot love thee, he that broke thy prison. Think well what that deserves. And this is Archite, a bolder traitor never trod thy ground, a false ne'er seemed friend. This is the man was begged and banished. This is he contemns thee, and what thou darest do. And in this disguise, against thine own edict, follows thy sister, that fortunate bright star, the fair Emilia, whose servant, if there be a right in seeing and first bequeathing of the soul to, justly I am, and, which is more, darest think her his. This treachery, like a most trusty lover, I called him now to answer. If thou be'st, as thou art spoken, great and virtuous, the true decider of all injuries, say, fight again, and thou shalt see me, Theseus, do such a justice that thyself wilt envy. Then take my life. I'll woo thee to't.
Oh, heaven. What more than man is this?
I have sworn.
We seek not the breath of mercy, Theseus. 'Tis to me a thing as soon to die as thee to say it, and no more moved. Where this man calls me traitor, let me say this much. If in love be treason, in service of so excellent beauty, as I love most, and in that faith will perish, as I have brought my life here to confirm it, as I have served her truest, worthiest, and as I dare kill this cousin that denies it. So let me be most traitor, and you please me. For scorning thy edict, Duke, ask that lady why she is fair, and why her eyes command me to stay here and love her. And if she says traitor, I am villain fit to lie unburied.
Thou shalt have pity of us both, O Theseus, if unto neither thou show mercy. Stop, as thou art just, thy noble ear against us. As thou art valiant for thy cousin's soul, whose 12 strong labors crown his memory, let's die together at one instant, Duke. Only a little let him fall before me, that I may tell my soul he shall not have her.
I grant your wish, for to say true, your cousin has 10 times more offended, for I gave him more mercy than you found, sir, your offenses being no more than his. None here speak for him, for ere the sun set, both shall sleep forever.
Alas, the pity! Thou were never, sister, speak not to be denied. That face of yours will bear the curses else of after ages for these lost cousins.
In my face, dear sister, I find no anger to 'em, nor no ruin. The misadventure of their own eyes kill 'em. Yet that I will be woman and have pity, my knees shall grow to the ground, but I'll get mercy. Help me, dear sister, in a deed so virtuous, the powers of all women will be with us. Most royal brother.
Sir, by our tie of marriage.
By your own spotless honor.
By that faith, that fair hand, and that honest heart you gave me.
By that you would have pity in another, by your own virtues infinite.
By valor, by all the chaste knights I have ever pleased you.
These are strange conjurings.
Nay, then I'll in too. By all our friendship, sir, by all our dangers, by all you love most, wars and this sweet lady.
By all that you would have trembled to deny, a blushing maid.
By your own eyes, by strength, in which you swore I went beyond all women, almost all men, and yet I yielded, Theseus.
To crown all this, by your most noble soul, which cannot want do mercy, I beg first.
Next hear my prayers.
Last let me entreat, sir.
For mercy.
Mercy.
Mercy on these princes.
You make my faith real. Say I felt compassion to them both. How would you place it?
Upon their lives, but with their banishments.
You are a right woman, sister. You have pity, but want the understanding where to use it. If you desire their lives, invent a way. Safer than banishment. Can these two live and have the agony of love about them and not kill one another? Every day they'd fight about you, hourly bring your honor in public question with their swords. Be wise then, and here forget him. It concerns your credit and my oath equally. I have said they die. Better they fall by the law than one another. Bow not my honor.
Oh, my noble brother, that oath was rashly made, and in your anger. Your reason will not hold it. If such vows stand for express will, all the world must perish. Besides, I have another oath against yours of more authority. I am sure more love, not made in passion neither, but good heed.
What is it, sister?
Urge it home, brave lady.
That you would ne'er deny me anything fit for my modest suit and your free granting. I tie you to your word now. If you fail in it, think how you maim your honor. For now I am set a-begging, sir, I am deaf to all but your compassion. How their lives might breathe the ruin of my name. Opinion, shall anything that loves me perish for me? That were a cruel wisdom. Do men prune the straight young boughs that blush with thousand blossom because they may be rotten? O Duke Theseus, the goodly mothers that have groaned for these, and all the longing maids that ever loved, if your vows stand, shall curse me and my beauty, and in their funeral songs for these two cousins despise my cruelty, and cry woe worth me till I am nothing but the scorn of women. For heaven's sake, save their lives and banish them.
On what conditions?
Swear 'em never more to make me their contention, or to know me, to tread upon thy dukedom, and to be wherever they shall travel, ever strangers to one another.
I'll be cut to pieces before I take this oath. Forget I love her? Oh, all you gods, despise me then. Thy banishment I not mislike, so we may fairly carry our swords and cause along. Else never trifle, but take our lives, Duke. I must love and will, and for that love must and dare kill this cousin on any peace the earth has.
Will you, Archite, take these conditions?
He's a villain then.
These are men.
No, never, Duke. 'Tis worse to me than begging to take my life so basely. Though I think I never shall enjoy her, yet I'll preserve the honor of affection and die for her. Make death a devil.
What may be done? For now I feel compassion.
Let it not fall again, sir.
Say, Emilia, if one of them were dead, as one must, are you content to take the other to your husband? They cannot both enjoy you. They are princes, as goodly as your own eyes, and as noble as ever fame yet spoke of. Look upon them, and if you can love, end this difference. I give consent. Are you content too, princes?
With all our souls.
He that she refuses must die then.
Any death that thou canst invent, Duke.
If I fall from that mouth, I fall with favor, and lovers yet unborn shall bless my ashes.
If she refuse me, yet my grave will wed me, and soldiers sing my epitaph.
Make your choice then.
I cannot, sir. They are both too excellent. For me, a hair shall never fall of these men.
What will become of them?
Thus I ordain it. And by mine honor, once again, it stands, or both shall die. You shall both to your country, and each within this month, accompanied with 3 fair knights, appear again in this place, in which I'll plant a pyramid. And whether before us that are here can force his cousin by fair and knightly strength to touch the pillar, he shall enjoy her. The other lose his head and all his friends, nor shall he grudge to fall, nor think he dies with interest in this lady. Will this content you?
Yes, here, cousin Archite. I am friends again till that hour.
I embrace you.
Are you content, sister?
Yes, I must, sir, else both miscarry.
Come, shake hands again, then, and take heed, as you are gentlemen, this quarrel, sleep till the hour prefixed, and hold your course.
We dare not fail thee, Theseus.
Come, I'll give you now usage like to princes and to friends. When you return, who wins, I'll settle here. Who loses, yet I'll weep upon his bier.
Act 4, Scene 1. Athens, a chamber in the prison. Enter jailer and his friend. Heard you no more? Was nothing said of me concerning the escape of Palamon? Good sir, remember.
Nothing that I heard, for I came home before this business was fully ended. Yet I might perceive, ere I departed, a great likelihood of both their pardons. For Hippolyta and fair-eyed Emily upon their knees begged with such handsome pity that the Duke, methought, stood staggering whether he should follow his rash oath or the sweet compassion of these 2 ladies. And, to second them, that truly noble prince, Pirithous, hath his own heart set in too, that I hope all shall be well. Neither heard I one question of your name or his scape.
Pray heaven it holds so.
Be of good comfort, man. I bring you news. Good news.
They're welcome.
Palamon has cleared you and got your pardon and discovered how and by whose means he escaped, which was your daughter's, whose pardon is procured too. And the prisoner, not to be held ungrateful to her goodness, has given a large sum of money to her marriage. A large one, I assure you.
Oh, you are a good man and never bring good news.
How was it ended?
Why, as it should be, that they ne'er begged, but they prevailed, had their suits fairly granted. Prisoners have their lives.
I knew 'twould be so.
But there be new conditions, which you'll hear of a better time.
I hope they're good.
They are honorable. How good they'll prove, I know not.
'Twill be known.
Alas, sir, where's your daughter?
Why do you ask?
Oh, sir, when did you see her?
Oh, he looks.
This morning.
Was she well? Was she in health? Sir, when did she sleep?
These are strange questions.
I don't think she was very well, for now you make me mind her, but this very day I asked her questions, and she answered me so far from what she was, so childishly, so sillily, that as if she were a fool and innocent, and I was very angry. But what of her, sir?
Nothing but my pity. But you must know it, and as good by me, and by another that less loves her.
Well, sir?
No, sir, not well.
Not right.
Well.
'Tis too true. She is mad.
It cannot be.
Believe you'll find it so.
Half suspected what you told me. Oh, the gods comfort her. Either this was her love to Palamon or fear of my miscarrying on his escape, or both.
'Tis likely.
But why all this haste, sir?
I'll tell you quickly. As I late was angling, in the great lake that lies behind the palace, from the far shore, thick set with reeds and sedges, as I was attending sport, I heard a voice, a shrill one, and attentive. I gave my ear when I might well perceive 'twas one that sung, and by the smallness of it, a boy or a woman, I then left my angle, to his own skill, came near, but yet perceived not who made the sound. The rushes and the reeds had so encompassed it. I laid me down and listened to the words she sung, for then, through a small glade cut by the fishermen, I saw it was your daughter.
Well, pray go on, sir.
She sung much, but no sense. Only I heard her repeat this often. Palamon is gone. It's gone to the wood to gather mulberries. I'll find him out tomorrow.
It's really soul.
His shackles will betray him. He'll be taken. And then what shall I do then? I'll bring a bevy, 100 black-eyed mates that love as I do, with chaplets on their heads of daffodillies, with cherry lips and cheeks of damask roses, and we'll all dance with antic force the Duke and beg his pardon. And then she talked of you, sir, that you must lose your head tomorrow morning, and she must gather flowers to bury you, and see the housemaid handsome. Then she sung nothing but willow, 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 and in between ever was Palamon, Palamon. And Palamon was a tall young man. The place was knee deep where she sat. She careless tresses and wreath of bulrush rounded. About her stuck 1,000 fresh water flowers of several colors, that methought she appeared like the fair nymph that feeds the lake with waters, or as Iris newly dropped down from heaven. Rings she made of rushes that grew by, and to unspoke the prettiest posies. Thus our true loves tied. This you may lose, not me, and many a one. And she wept and sung again and sighed, and with the same breath smiled and kissed her hand.
Alas, what pity is it?
I made into her. She saw me as straight sought the flood. I saved her and set her safe to land, when presently she slipped away and to the city made, with such a cry and swiftness that, believe me, she left me far behind her. 3 or 4 I saw from far off cross her. One of them I knew to be your brother, where she stayed and fell, scarce to be got away. I left them with her, and hither came to tell you. Here she is.
May you never more enjoy the light. Is this not a fine song?
Oh, a very fine one.
I can sing 20 more.
I think you can.
Yes, truly can I. I can sing The Broom and Bonnie Robin. Are not you a tailor?
Yes.
Where's my wedding gown?
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Do. Very rarely I must be abroad else to call the maids and call the minstrels, and for I must lose my maidenhead by cocklight, till never thrive else. Oh fair, oh sweet.
You must e'en take it patiently.
'Tis true.
Good even. Good man, pray, did you ever hear of one young Palamon?
Yes, wench, we know him.
Is not a fine young gentleman?
'Tis, love.
By no means cross her. She is then distempered far worse than now she shows. Yes, he's a fine man.
Oh, is he so? You have a sister,
Yes?
but she shall never have him. Tell her so. For a trick that I know, you'd better look for her, for if she see him once, she's gone, she's done, and undone in an hour. All the young maids of our town are in love with him, but I laugh at him and let him all alone. It's not a wise course.
Yes.
There is at least 200 now child by him. There must be 4, yet I keep close, for all this close as a cockle. And all these must be boys. He's the trick on it. And at 10 years old, they must be all gelt for musicians and sing the war of Theseus.
This is strange.
As ever you heard, but say nothing.
No.
They come from all parts of the dukedom to him. I warned you. He had not so few last night as 20 to dispatch. He'll tickle up in 2 hours if his hand be in it.
Lost past all cure.
Heaven forbid, man.
Come hither, you are a wise man.
Does she know him?
No, would she did.
You are master of a ship?
Yes,
Where's your compass?
here.
Set it to north. And now direct your course of the wood, where Palamon lies longing for me for the tackling. Let me alone. Come, weigh my heart cheerly.
Get.
"'Tis up, the wind's fair."
Top the bowling.
Out with the mainsail!
Where's your whistle, master? Let's get her in.
Up to the top, boy.
Where's the pilot? There.
What canst thou?
A fair wood.
Bear forth, master, tack about. When Cynthia with her borrowed lies.
Act 4, Scene 2. A courtyard in the palace. Enter Amelia, alone, with 2 pictures.
Yet I may bind those wounds up that must open and bleed to death for my sake else. I'll choose and end their strife. 2 such handsome men shall never fall for me. Their weeping mothers following the dead cold ashes of their sons shall never curse my cruelty. Good heaven, what a sweet face has Archite. If wise nature with all her best endowments, all those beauties she sows into the births of noble bodies were here a mortal woman, and had in her the coy denials of young maids, yet doubtless she would run mad for this man. What an eye! Of what a fiery sparkle and quick sweetness has this young prince! Here love himself sits smiling, just such another wanton Ganymede set Jove afire with, and enforced the gods snatch up the goodly boy and set him by him a shining constellation. What a brow! Of what a spacious majesty he carries, arched like the great-eyed Juno's, but far sweeter, smoother than Pelops' shoulder. Fame and honor, methinks, from hence, as from a promontory pointed in heaven, should clap their wings and sing to all underworld the loves and fights of gods and such men near 'em. Palamon is but his foil, to him a mere dull shadow. He's swart and meager, of an eye as heavy as if he lost his mother. A still temper, no stirring in him, no alacrity, of all this sprightly sharpness, not a smile. Yet these we count errors may become him. Narcissus was a sad boy, but a heavenly. Oh, who can find the bent of woman's fancy? I am a fool. My reason is lost in me. I have no choice, and I have lied so lewdly that women ought to beat me. On my knees I ask thy pardon. Palamon, thou art alone and only beautiful. And these the eyes, these the bright lamps of beauty that command and threaten love, and what young maid dare cross them? What a bold gravity, and yet inviting has this brown manly face. Oh, love, this only from this hour is complexion. Lie there, Archite. Thou art a changeling to him, a mere gypsy, and this the noble body. I am sotted, utterly lost. My virgin's faith had fled me, for if my brother but even now had asked me whether I loved, I had run mad for Archite. Now if my sister, more for Palamon, stand both together, now come ask me, brother. Alas, I know not. Ask me now, sweet sister, I may go look. What a mere child is fancy that having two fair gods of equal sweetness cannot distinguish, but must cry for both. How now, sir?
From the noble Duke, your brother. Madam, I bring you news. The knights are come.
To end the quarrel?
Yes.
Would I might end first. What sins have I committed, chaste Diana, that my unspotted youth must now be soiled with blood of princes, and my chastity be made the altar where the lives of lovers, too greater and too better, never yet made mother's joy, must be the sacrifice to my unhappy beauty?
Bring him in. Quickly, by any means, I long to see him. Your two contending lovers are returned, and with them their fair knights. Now, my fair sister, you must love one of them.
I had rather both, so neither for my sake should fall untimely.
Who saw him?
I a while.
And I.
For whence come you, sir?
From the knights.
Pray speak, you that have seen them, what they are.
I will, sir. And truly what I think, 6 braver spirits than these they have brought. If we judge by the outside, I should never saw nor read of. He that stands in the first place with Archite, by his seeming, should be a stout man, by his face a prince, his very looks so say him, his complexion nearer brown than black, stern yet noble, which shows him hardy, fearless, proud of dangers. The circles of his eyes show fire within him, as a heated lion so he looks. His hair hangs long about him, long, black and shining, like raven's wings. His shoulders broad and strong, armed long and round, and on his thigh a sword, hung by a curious baldric. When he frowns, to seal his will with. Better my conscience was never a soldier's friend.
Thou hast well described him.
Yet a great deal short, methinks, of him that first with Palamon.
Pray speak him, friend.
I guess he is a prince too, and if it may be greater, for his show has all the ornaments of honor in't. He's somewhat bigger than the knight he spoke of, but of a face far sweeter. His complexion is as ripe grape ruddy. He has felt without doubt what he fights for, and so apter to make this cause his own. In his face appears all the fair hopes of what he undertakes. And when he's angry, then a settled valor, not tainted with extremes, runs through his body and guides his arm to brave things. Fear, he cannot. He shows no such soft tempter. His head's yellow, hard-haired, curled, thick, twined like ivy tods, not to undo with thunder. In his face, the livery of the warlike maid appears, pure red and white, for yet no beard has blessed him. In his rolling eyes sits victory, as if she ever meant to crown his valor. His nose stands high, a character of honor. His red lips after fights are fit for ladies.
Must these men die too?
When he speaks, his tongue sounds like a trumpet. All his lineaments are as a man would wish him, strong and clean. He wears a well-steeled axe, the staff of gold. His age some 5 and 20.
There's another. A little man, but of tough soil, seeming as great as any, fairer promises in such a body yet I never looked on.
Oh, he that's freckled-faced.
The same, my lord. Are they not sweet ones?
Yes, they are well.
Methinks, being so few and well disposed, they show great and fine art in nature. He's white-haired, not wanton white, but such a manly color next to auburn, tough and nimble set, which shows an active soul. His arms are brawny, lined with strong sinews. To the shoulder piece, gently they swell, like women new conceived, which speaks him prone to labor, never fainting under the weight of arms. Stout-hearted still, but when he stirs, a tiger. He's gray-eyed, which yields compassion where he conquers, sharp to spy advantages, and where he finds them, he's swift to make them his. He does no wrongs, nor takes none. He's round-faced, and when he smiles, he shows a lover. When he frowns, a soldier. About his head he wears the winner's oak, and in it stuck the favor of his lady. His age, some 36. In his hand he bears a charging staff embossed with silver.
Are they all thus?
They are all the sons of honor.
Now, as I have a soul, I long to see them. Lady, you shall see men fight now.
I wish it, but not the cause, my lord. They would show bravely about the titles of 2 kingdoms. 'Tis pity love should be so tyrannous. Oh, my soft-hearted sister, what think you? Weep not till they weep blood. Wench, it must be.
You have steeled them with your beauty. Honored friend, to you I give the field. Pray order it, fitting the persons that must use it.
Yes, sir.
Come, I'll go visit them. I cannot stay. Their fame has fired me so. Till they appear, good friend, be royal.
There shall want no bravery.
Poor wench, go weep, for whosoever wins loses a noble cousin for thy sins.
Act 4, Scene 3. A room in the prison. Enter jailer, wooer, and doctor.
Her distraction is more at some time of the moon than at other some, is it not?
She is continually in a harmless distemper, sleeps little, altogether without appetite, save often drinking, dreaming of another world and a better, and what broken piece of matter soe'er she's about, the name Palamon lards it. That she farces every business withal, fits it to every question. That, oh, look, here she comes. You shall perceive her behavior.
Forgot it quite. The burden was down, penned by no worse man than Geraldo, Emilia's schoolmaster. He's as fantastical too as he may ever go upon his legs for him. The next world will see Dido see Palamon, and then will she be out of love with Aeneas.
What stuff's here? Poor soul.
E'en thus, all day long.
Now, for this charm that I told you of, you must bring a piece of silver on the tip of their tongue, or no fairy. Then, if it be your chance to come where the blessed spirits are, there's a sight now. We maids that have our livers perish, cracked to pieces with love, we shall come there and do nothing all day long but pick flowers with Proserpine. And then I will make Palamine a nosegay, then let him mark me then.
How prettily she's amiss. Note her a little further.
Faith, I'll tell you, sometime we go to barley break, we are the blessed. Alas, 'tis a sore life they have in the other place. Burning, frying, boiling, hissing, howling, chattering, cursing. Oh, they have shrewd measure, take heed. If one be mad or hang or drown themselves, thither they go. Jupiter bless us, and there shall we be put in a cauldron of lead and ulcers, grease, amongst a whole million cut-purses, and there boil like a gammon of bacon that will never be enough.
How her brain coins.
Lords of Greece that have got maids with child, they are in this place. They shall stand in fire up in the navel, and in ice and up to the heart, and their offerings part burns, and the deceiving part freezes. In troth, a very grievous punishment, as one would think for such a trifle. Believe me, one would marry a leprous witch to rid of it, I'll assure you.
How she continues this fancy! 'Tis not an engraft madness, but a most thick and profound melancholy.
To hear there a proud lady and a proud city wife howl together, I were a beast, I'd call it good sport. One cries, oh, this smoke. The other, this fire. One cries, oh, that ever I did it behind the Aries, and then howls. The other curses us suing fellows and her garden horse. I'll be true, my stars, my fate.
Think you of her, sir?
I think she has a perturbed mind, which I cannot minister to.
Alas, what then?
Understand you she ever affected any man ere she beheld Palamon?
I was once, sir, in great hope that she had fixed her liking on this gentleman, my friend.
I did think so too, and would account I had a great penworth on it to give half my state, that both she and I at this present stood unfeelingly on the same terms.
That intemperate surfeit of her eye hath distempered the other senses. They may return and settle again to execute their preordained faculties, but they are now in a most extravagant vagary. This you must do. Confine her to a place where the light may rather seem to steal in than be permitted. Take upon you, young sir, her friend, the name of Palamon. Say you come to eat with her, and to commune of love. This will catch her attention, for this her mind beats upon. Other objects that are inserted between her mind and eye become the pranks and friskins of a madness. Sing to her such green songs of love as she says Palamon hath sung in prison. Come to her stuck in as sweet flowers as the season is mistress of, and thereto make an addition of some other compounded odors which are grateful to the sense. Now all this shall become Palamon, for Palamon can sing, and Palamon is sweet, and every good thing. Desire to eat with her, carve her, drink to her, and still among intermingle your petition of grace and acceptance into her favor. Learn what maids have been her companions in playfairs, and let them repair to her with Palamon in their mouths, and appear with tokens as if they suggested for him. It is a falsehood she is in, which is with falsehoods to be combated. This may bring her to eat, to sleep, and reduce what's now out of square in her into the former law and regiment. I have seen it approved, how many times I know not, but to make the number more, I have great hope in this. I will between the passages of this project come in with my appliance. Let us put in execution and hasten the success which doubt not will bring forth comfort.